Hello, people. Thank you for joining us. And we are now starting the Build Your Financial Future Book Club. As you know, this is very organic. I don't do any editing. When I stammer along, please chuckle to yourself. So we're continuing our deep dive into Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. This is the copy that I have. If you can see that, there we go. Trying to learn how to use the Zoom features. And in this chapter is where the meat and potatoes of getting our mindset turned into action, right? It's not just about what we think and what we know, it's also what we do. And so the chapter organized planning, I can tell you, I peeked ahead, and what I picked out as the homework was far different than what the action guide picked out. And I think you're going to like the double dosing here with the homework. So I chose as the homework for this chapter, take inventory of yourself. 28 questions you should answer. Annual self-analysis is an essential in the effective marketing of personal services, as is annual inventory in merchandising. Moreover, the yearly analysis should disclose a decrease in faults and an increase in virtues. One goes ahead, stands still, or goes backward in life. One's object should be, of course, to go ahead. Annual self-analysis will disclose whether advancement has been made, and if so, how much. It will also disclose any backward steps one may have made, and we all make them, don't we? The effective marketing of personal services requires one to move forward even if the progress is slow. Your annual self-analysis should be made at the end of each year so you can include in your New Year's resolutions any improvements which the analysis indicates should be made. Take this inventory by asking yourself the following questions and by checking your answers with the aid of someone who will not permit you to deceive yourself as to their accuracy. And so we're going to pause here for just a moment while I do my homework, and I'll come back and tell you how I did. There's a lot of homework in this chapter, so we're going to have a lot of pausing here, but I might learn how to do that without announcing it someday. Okay, so we're back. Does anyone think my eyebrows are as weird? I can't figure out how to take the filter off. I'll keep playing with it. But in the meantime, my eyebrows are here instead of here. All right, we're taking inventory of ourselves. This is a very vulnerable for me, not for you, obviously. So let's forge ahead, shall we? Self-analysis questionnaire for personal inventory. So question number 1, have I attained the goal which I established as my objective for this year? You should work with a definite yearly objective to be obtained as a part of your major life objective. So anyone who has watched earlier episodes will know that I actually set several goals. I set some personal goals. I set business goals for each of my companies. I set goals for my family. So yeah, I have more than one primary objective each year. But my answer is some of them I have achieved, some of them I have not achieved. I have scratched some goals, I have abandoned others, but I am going to do fairly well in achieving the things that I've set out for myself to achieve this year. Number 2, have I delivered service of the best possible quality of which I was capable, or could I have improved any part of this service? And my answer is that my follow-up activities need to improve, but I always do my best to be my best in every attempt, in everything that I do and every interaction that I have. So while my follow-up may not be the best, I do feel like I provide great customer service as often as I possibly can. Number 3, have I delivered service in the greatest possible quantity of which I was capable? And my answer to this is that I need more people on my team to accomplish more than I do. I have grown an assortment of things to the point that I can't manage on my own in order to do all of the things, or I need to focus on 1 or 2 things. And as we all know, the sweet spot is 7, average 5 to 9. It's a big average, but separate and distinct streams of income. So I just need more people doing the things that I do with me. Number 4, has the spirit of my conduct been harmonious and cooperative at all times? My answer here is that I can be abrupt, but never rude. I need to be more patient with people and avoid setting expectations of ability, motivation, or behavior of others. I can only manage my own ability, motivation, and behavior. I have to stop thinking that someone else has a stronger intellect or greater resources or connections, or that they're going to act a certain way because I have heard that they're a great person, but they're being really rude to me, right? I just need to forget all about that and be more patient with people and accept them where they are. Number 5, have I permitted the habit of procrastination to decrease my efficiency? And if so, to what extent? And my answer was C, number 3, which is I need people on my team to accomplish more than I do. I do not procrastinate. I simply do not have the bandwidth to accomplish all the things that I have my hand in. All right, number 6. Have I improved my personality? And if so, in what ways? I have begun actively monitoring my reactions when things don't go the way that I expect them to, so that I can be more peaceful and harmonious and not be stressed and snarly. Number 7, have I been persistent in following my plans through to completion? Number 7, people tell me that I never let go of things. I'm kind of tenacious and persistent. Number 8, have I reached decisions promptly and definitely on all occasions? Well, when it comes to food, I never make quick decisions because I love food and everything always sounds so good. And usually I don't have nearly a big enough appetite to have all the things that I want on the menu, so I can be really slow in that respect. But my answer was C, number 3. I need people on my team to accomplish more than I do. I'm juggling many things and things slip sometimes, but I think I manage things pretty well and they don't slip very often. Slow, but not gone, it's not lost. Have I permitted any one or more of the 6 basic fears to decrease my efficiency? And those fears are poverty, criticism, ill health, loss of the love of someone, old age, and death. And I almost said yes, that ill health had kept me from being more efficient. However, I remembered that the question was not, did poverty, criticism, ill health, loss of the love of someone, old age, or death decrease your efficiency? The question was, did the fear of those things decrease your efficiency? And as most of you know, I have chronic health conditions, that multiple sclerosis that affects me. And I don't let it slow me down. Sometimes it gets the better of me, but for the most part, I I tend to move despite its desire to hold me back. Okay. Have I been either overcautious or undercautious? Number 10, have I been either overcautious or undercautious? Possibly. I'm not really trusting people these days, and due diligence is my current theme. Ask those questions, get those answers. If you don't like an answer, ask another question. But make sure you like those answers before you trust and commit. Number 11, has my relationship with my associates in work been pleasant or unpleasant? If it has been unpleasant, has the fault been partly or wholly mine? Number 11, my answer was that I try to get along with everyone, even when they rub me the wrong way. Number 12, have I dissipated any of my energy through a lack of concentration of effort? C, number 3. And again, number 3 is I need more people on my team to accomplish more than I do. I think that I lose momentum sometimes because I'm too stretched trying to do all the things that I may have some action going, and then that momentum is lost. So I think that's what that question means. 13, have I been open-minded and tolerant in connection with all subjects? For the most part, yes. Although I cannot tolerate politicians, especially supporters of DJT. And after watching Dead People, Crazy People, Drugs, and Politicians, and reading about a third of the book, I'm losing more tolerance and respect for our government, and particularly the people in our government, about a day. So for the most part, I am open-minded and tolerant about virtually everything, but not corrupt politicians. I'm kind of sick of them. All right, number 14, in what way have I improved my ability to render service? Number 14, my case and the Sherwood office are going to be game changers for me, for sure, 100%. Number 15, have I been intemperate in any of my habits? Moderation is key, except for sleep and exercise, and I don't get very much of either of those. I think depriving yourself of those things also serves as intemperance. So you can overdo things, but you can also underdo them. Although I really think he's talking about like doing drugs and overeating and doing that kind of being an alcoholic. But I am looking at that question a little differently, a little more broadly. Have I expressed either openly or secretly any form of egotism? And my answer to that is probably. I worked very hard and I paid a lot of money and I went through a lot of pain to learn to love me and be my biggest fan. Sometimes I fear that I'm rude with speaking highly of myself, but it's a practice and a mindset to stay in a positive, optimistic, self-motivating, and self-loving vibe. So I apologize if I have ever offended anyone by speaking into existence the aspirations for myself and speak of them as if I am. All that in a bag of chips. All right. Number 17, has my conduct toward my associates been such that it has induced them to respect me? Character, integrity, and compassion are critically important to me. So I hope that my behavior always reflects those values. Number 18, have my opinions and decisions been based upon guesswork or accuracy of analysis and thought? I'm a researcher. I like facts. I've been in the legal field for decades. I like due diligence. Outside of my personal relationships, where I tend to not be as careful with my due diligence. try to trust my gut instead of my head. But that's going to change when I re-enter the dating pool at some point. But so yeah, I like to have a factual response, but base my decisions on facts and performing my due diligence. All right, number 19, have I followed the habit of budgeting my time, my expenses, and my income? And have I been conservative in these budgets? I'm pretty meticulous with these details, although I have to admit that I often misjudge how long things actually take versus how long I want them to take or think they should take. I may have a meeting for an hour and a half when really I need a whole nother hour with this person. Or I think it's going to be a 20-minute drive and it's actually a 40-minute drive. So that happens a lot. So I tend to be late, but I do try to like tell people about my penchant for being late and not punctual. And it's not for lack of respecting people's time or not wanting to be punctual, just that I misjudge. This is number 20. How much time have I devoted to unprofitable effort, which I might have used to better advantage? I don't take enough downtime, even when I'm like watching TV or listening to music or doing things that most people do in their downtime, usually still working while I'm doing that. 21, how may I rebudget my time and change my habits so that I will be more efficient during the coming year? And I already have a plan to rearrange how I spend my time. So that's in the works. 22, how have I been guilty? No, sorry, not how have I. Have I been guilty of any conduct which was not approved by my conscience? That's a good question, huh? Except I sleep quite well at night when I allow myself to do so. Remember that character, integrity, and compassion are important values for me. All right, 23. In what ways have I rendered more service and better service than I was paid to render? Number 23, in the daily, I always try to come with my A game, bring 100%. Most everyone discusses how much value I bring, often for free, to conversations, meetings, seminars, etc. And all my customers say that my prices are too low. I have a plan for that too. Number 24, have I been unfair to anyone? And if so, in what way? Besides myself, I ask a lot of my daughter, AJ. I have her. The little things I let her get by with, but the big things I hold her very accountable, and I set her bar of expectations for herself fairly high. 25. If I had been the purchaser of my own services for the year, would I be satisfied with my purchase? I would like my response time to be better, but I'm working on a solution for that. And otherwise, I think I do a great job and bring a lot of value to the small business owners and real estate investors in the community. So I'm going to say that, yes, I would be a repeat customer of mine. Number 26, am I in the right vocation? And if not, why not? My answer is that, yes, I do feel like I was gifted with this. Would have made an incredible attorney. That's not how my life unfolded, but I am changing things up a little bit, so stay tuned. Number 27, has the purchaser of my services been satisfied with the service I have rendered? And if not, why? See number 21 and 25. 21 said that I already have a plan to rearrange my time because I am not as available to my customers and at convenient times to them as I would like. And number 25, I would like my response time to be better. Again, I'm working on a solution to that as well that comes with rearranging my time. My pain points are their pain points, and I understand that, and I am working on addressing those. Otherwise, I think I only lost two customers this year. One of them is because they weren't doing anything with their entity. The other one said he wanted to do one thing when in fact he wanted to do another. And then when I asked him to pay for both, he didn't like that very much. I don't like change orders very much. What is my present rating on the fundamental principles of success? Make this rating fairly and frankly and have it checked by someone who is courageous enough to do it accurately. So I said that I am on the right track. Breakthroughs are coming soon, and there is room for improvement. All of you get to check my work. You heard my homework. Let me know in the comments what you think is my present rating on the fundamental principles of success.